Hello, and welcome to the Expand Your Playlist podcast, a music playing podcast showcasing new music from bands and artists from all genres, all professional levels, and from all over the world. This is Expand Your Playlist.
This is episode 38, Introductions, Side A.
It was awkward like F minor the first time I saw you naked. Thought you found Jesus in me while I laughed there faking. Oh, you told your mama I was coming late again. My brain has a mind of its own, I don't know which way it goes. Part of humor, be my human, be my savior, laugh, have my jokes, been on good behavior. Mason filthy sister calls me little brother, dirty dancing is my Mexico thing. I'm a diet guys and I'm crying, won't apologize for my charade. You should let me cut your hair to make you look a little better. They'll be barking up your tree, Mary Allison and Hannah. Oh, be my friend or hate my guts, it doesn't matter, we're all fucked. My brain has a mind of its own, I don't know which way it goes. I was California dreaming about the dream, deceiving, East Coast leaving, weekend heathen. Contemplation, admiration, salivation, masturbation, forced to Friday night. I'm a diet guys and I'm crying, won't apologize for my charade.
I missed my introduction! But please, I pray you, hear it now. For I would lay rest the grace in my tongue and speak plain. Days like these are far too rare to cheapen with heavy-handed words. And so, I'm afraid without any ado whatsoever, excuse me, my lord, here he is! One of your own! Born a stone's throw from this very stadium, and here before you now!
Ed Gomez.
Hello and welcome to the Expand Your Playlist podcast. Like a great international man of mystery once said,
Allow myself to introduce myself.
I am your host, Ed Gomez. Important rule and realization when you're doing a podcast for those of you who are new to creating your own podcast. Sometimes podcast computer files tend to just not want to work anymore, not wanting to open up, causing you to redo all of your work that you have been working on, and never mind the fact that you had 75% of it done. This piece of advice goes in the excuse archives with the likes of forgetting to hit save or the classic my computer crashed erasing all of my recorded materials. It happens, so for the fourth time recording this podcast, this is finally episode 38 of the Expand Your Playlist podcast. A music playing podcast showcasing new music by bands and artists of all styles and genres, all professional levels, and from bands from all over the world. We have an amazing playlist for you today. This whole episode revolves around the topic of introductions. Introduction to the show and how it all came about, and also a little bit about myself and how I came up with the idea of doing this podcast. But more importantly, introductions to the following amazing musicians and the music you're about to hear in this episode, which features musical selections in the rock and alternative genres. Kicking off the playlist, you heard Lauren Ruth Ward with her song Blue Collar Sex Kitten. Her voice, I would say, reminiscent of a Janis Joplin's, which has a sexy, raspy, sweet yet mischievous quality that really transforms the song as soon as she opens up her voice to belt out the high notes as well as hitting the low. Lauren and her band has been previously featured on episodes 28 and 31. She has also been featured in past episodes, number 25 and 30, as she has been featured in tracks by Polar Code. For more info on Lauren Ruth Ward, including more on her music and tour dates, go to laurenruthwardmusic.com. Then right after, making their 9th appearance on Expand Your Playlist with their 5th song to make the show, you heard You Want It All by the FONTAINES. They have been very supportive in allowing me to play their music on the show, and it makes it easy to do so when they keep releasing great music like the kind you just heard and have heard in past episodes such as 15, 20, 25, 26, 30, and 34 to name a few, or to name all of them. Recently, they just released their latest EP titled Playgirls, which you can find on Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and more, including thatfontainesound.com. Recently, for those of you in the SoCal area, they performed at the Troubadour in a headlining album release show. Now, if you're from the LA area and you know what an honor it is and an awesome moment it must have been for them to not only play the historic Troubadour in Los Angeles, but to sell it out. Now, if you are from the LA area, you know what an honor and what an awesome moment it must have been for them to not only play at the historic Troubadour in Los Angeles, but to sell it out. I have my I Told You So's ready for when they finally break through and you finally hear them on your radio on the regular. Until then, you will hear them right here on Expand Your Playlist. And once again, you heard the FONTAINES with You Want It All. One new feature that has been added to the website, if you have not visited expandyourplaylist.com in a while, are links to our page on Spotify. I am still working on trying to get episodes of the podcast on Spotify, But in the meantime, you can listen to just about every song that has been played on Expand Your Playlist from episode 1 to now. I say just about because not every band has their music released on Spotify, but overall you can listen to about 98% of the music previously played on EYP, which is over 200 songs. All you have to do is just go to Spotify, type Expand Your Playlist on the search bar, hit follow if you don't mind doing so, hit shuffle play, and enjoy the variety of music previously featured in past episodes of Expand Your Playlist. Links and details are on our website, expandyourplaylist.com. Let's get back to the playlist with Aerial View. Aerial View is an all-girl indie surf rock band from right here in Southern California, Ontario, California to be exact. They have recently been playing shows all over the Southland, including shows in Las Vegas. It is only a matter of time until they get signed by a major label, in which I hear they have already been talks. So I better hurry up and play their music before they become too big for this little indie music show. Off their recent album titled Leo, which you may purchase on Apple Music and Amazon, and you can listen to the album on Spotify, this is Aerial View with Fake Friends.
Kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, underneath the streetlight. Kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. Kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, underneath the streetlight. Kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight. We'll be kissing all night, kissing underneath the streetlight.
When I hear this song, anything is possible.
Can such power come from something as simple as musical arrangements?
Music can transform you, girl.
This is Expand Your Playlist.
It's what it
That was Well Hung Heart with Throw It All Away. Before I recap what you just heard, since we're talking about introductions, let's take a look back at the very first episode and see what was previously played back in episode 1 of the Expand Your Playlist podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Previously on Expand Your Playlist, Episode 1.
To listen to the full playlist as well as previously released playlist, go to the website expandyourplaylist.com. Even though most shows would be in episode 400 by now, for being on for a few years like we have, it's still amazing to be at episode 38 featuring music by these bands and artists who have been on the show who wouldn't normally get airplay in other outlets. It is not an easy show to quickly curate, create, and to produce, so it may take a bit of time before episodes are released. That's why we are switching formats and going back to the beginning and releasing about six songs in each episode to kind of make it a quicker episode to make and to release, to get it out to you, the listeners. And so I won't have a stockpile of songs from bands that are graciously sending in their music to play, and then I don't play them about 2-3 months later or even years later. So I'm trying not to get in the habit of that. That's happening now, so I'm trying to get all these songs out as fast as I can. So expect shorter episodes, but more episodes coming very soon. Now that we got that out of the way, let's recap what you just heard on Expand Your Playlist. Kicking off this set was Aerial View with Fake Friends off their album Leo, which can be listened on Spotify and can be purchased on Apple Music, Amazon, and other outlets. For everything Aerial View, check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/ArielViewBand. And you heard the 210s with Streetlight off their album On Repeat, which can be found on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and Google Play. The 210s have been previously featured on episode 34 with their song Keeping Hope Alive off the same album. For more on the 210s, go to the210s.com. And then what you just heard a few minutes ago was Well Hung Heart with Throw It All Away from the self-titled EP. Your music is available on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Bandcamp, and at wellhungheart.com. Coming up October 30th, they will be opening up for The Offspring, who will be playing their album Ixnay on the Hombre in its entirety at the Observatory in Santa Ana, California. For tickets, go to observatoryoc.com. But I checked recently, they seem to be sold out. You might be able to find some tickets here and there. If you do, can you send some to me, because I really want to go to that show. Alright, that's it for hour number 1. Oh wait, we're shortening it? It's the end of the episode already? Alright. Well, I guess we're wrapping up this episode. That's what I get for wanting to make shorter episodes. We're already at the end. So wrapping up this episode was an audible that I called because I was going to play Rebirth by Nina Diaz, which I've played before on the show. But in researching for this segment you're currently listening to, I not only listened, but I also saw the video for her song Trick Candle, in which she secretly, with her eyes and sexy movements in the video, told me to play the song Trick Candle. So that's what I'm about to do. Doesn't take much, people. Who is Nina Diaz? Well, Nina Diaz is the lead singer of the band Girl in a Coma, and she released her own debut album titled The Beat Is Dead, which is an album that I highly recommend you pick up. It was released in late 2016, but I would still put it up as one of the top albums in 2017. I have already played a few tracks from it already, but doing so does not do it justice. Please check out that album. Also in 2016, she was featured in NPR's Tiny Desk Concert Music Series, and you can find her music on iTunes, Amazon, SoundCloud, Spotify, and at ninadiazmusic.com. Thank you all for listening. As I've edited this episode millions of times from a long format to short format, I was going to use this platform, this episode, to kind of introduce myself to you guys. But as luck would have it, and as I kind of did not pay attention as I edited this episode, at least script-wise, I kind of left out the part where I introduced myself and the show and all that stuff. So don't fret. When there's a side A, there's a side B. For those of you who don't know what a side B is, we'll talk about that later. But I'll introduce more about the show and about myself on the next episode. So there's another introductions episode coming up. But thank you all for listening again. For more information on the show, go to our website, expandyourplaylist.com. There, for now, you will get as much information as you need for the show. But thank you all for listening. I know I try to get in the mode of trying to release more episodes more frequently, because there's a lot of great new music out there that either I'm discovering or it's being sent to me, and I want to use this outlet as much as I can. But with time not permitting, because of just life getting in the way, either with work and family, and which all comes first, this little show gets pushed back down at the end of the list. But I'm hoping to kind of push it up, struggling to do so. So thank you all for listening and supporting the show, even by just listening for a minute or for a song or two. So it's greatly appreciated, and it helps a lot. Thank you. If you have any questions or comments, all the contact and social media information will be giving out at the end of the episode after the last song. So also information on how you can submit your own music to be considered on future episodes. Thank you again. I really do appreciate you for listening. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, this is Ed Gomez. Join me next time as we listen to more great new music to help you expand your playlist. Thank you. Bye.
Just wait a while. He's in the back, he's in style.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this playlist of new music, and hopefully it tuned you on to some great new music that is out there in the world today. If you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all under EY Playlist. You can also email the show at expandyourplaylist@yahoo.com. Submit music to be featured on future episodes, to see who has been played on the podcast, along with the online links, or just to listen to past episodes, go to our website, expandyourplaylist.com. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Previously on Expand Your Playlist, episode 37.
Yes.
It's like well,
Será otra chica que la viste re lindo, te fastidiaste ya de mí. You know I will adore you till eternity. So won't you be my little baby? Say you'll be my darling, be my baby now.
well,
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? Into the sky, out of the sky, into the dirt.
To listen to the full playlist as well as previously released playlist, go to the website expandyourplaylist.com.